At Broadhall Way there was plenty to play for both Stevenage and York City, both of them in with a shout of the playoffs. Initially a cagey affair with so much at stake, both sides concentrated on defence, but with 2 goals, 2 sending-offs and a managerial dismissal from the dugout, this had all the ingredients of a classic conference end-of-season fixture. Straight from the kick-off, York City had a good claim for at least a free kick, if not a penalty. One of their players coming down in the box, the final shot by Andy Bishop was wide of the mark. A great atmosphere amongst the crowd who could sense something, and they urged John Nurse on 4 minutes. A well-struck shot by him that moved in the air. Chris Porter did well. Nurse continued to be the danger man for Stevenage Borough, and cutting in from the right-hand side, a sweetly struck left-footed shot was tipped round the post again by Porter. Just past the half-hour mark, and it was Nurse again, this time the provider, to set up a decent chance for Dino Marmria. He caught it well, but Porter again equal to it for the visitors. It was the Minster men who took the lead on 36 minutes from a Nathan Peat free kick, a header on by James Dudgeon, and tucked in from close range and a narrow angle by Clayton Donaldson. Stevenage 0, York City 1. But it was what was happening next that could have changed the course of this game. Darren Stamp picking up his second yellow card for arguing with the official on the far side, and then Stevenage Borough manager Graham Wesley getting involved. He was eventually dismissed from the dugout too before we could kick off again. But York City's lead was short-lived. On 41 minutes, Stevenage Borough came back with a vengeance. First of all, a fantastic shot by Dino Marmria that bounced awkwardly in front of Porter. He was forced to spoon it round the post for a corner. The crowd were getting behind their side here, and 10-man Stevenage Borough battled back with an equaliser. From the corner, not a complete clearance by York City, the ball falling to Jason Goodliffe, the captain whipping it home into the top corner. 1-1 the scoreline. So 1-1 at the interval, and into the second half, Stevenage came out flying with a real attacking formation. Nurse pushed into attack, Marmria in an attacking midfield role. A decent cross by George Boyd on 51 minutes set up John Nurse, whose shot was wide of the target. Just before the hour mark, and Stevenage could have got a second. Boyd cutting in field, he passed the ball out to Jefferson Louis. He flicked it through to Dino Marmria, who panicked at the last minute and struck it over the bar. Into the last 15 minutes, and complete sympathy for the Minster men, who had a penalty appeal turned down twice. Clayton Donaldson with a fantastic run into the penalty area. He rode the challenges, but surely the third one deserved a spot kick. Believe it or not, Donaldson was booked for dissent after remonstrating with the referee. Just what do you have to do to win a penalty? Full marks for him for trying to stay on his feet. York were guilty of not taking advantage of their one-man extra, and indeed it was Stevenage who threatened on 75 minutes. A George Boyd free kick and a virtual free header for Jefferson Louis. As Wesley watched from the stands, it seemed it couldn't get any worse, but it did in the final minute, as Jason Goodliffe was given a straight red card for foul and abusive language. Stevenage were virtually handing this game to York City on a plate, but the Minster men couldn't take advantage. 7 minutes of stoppage time, they threatened again. Luke Oliver bringing down Clayton Donaldson, a quickly taken free kick, the final shot by Andy Bishop, but it was still kept out. There was no way through, the points were to be shared. Stevenage Borough struggling to the finish line, the final score 1-1.